What's up guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your 3x3 Speedcube. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, what we need. You'll need a 3x3 Speedcube, a heavier lube, and 1 or 2 lighter lubes. Okay, so let's get right into it.
Okay, so now you have your 3x3 Speedcube. So the first thing you want to do is open it up and grab out the accessories box. So I'll do that now. So you just want to put the accessories box to the side and we'll use that later. So then you just take out the cube, get rid of anything that it comes with, and you can do some first turns. It might not turn great and it might have a little bit of spring noise, but luckily we'll fix that. So now let's head to the lubing.
So the first thing you want to do is just take off your center cap. This may be a bit difficult, but it should just come off. So you've got one of those off. So now you see we have a screw and a spring in there. So what we want to do is we want to take our lube and we want to get the little cap that it comes with. So I'll go and grab that. So now what you want to do is you just want to take your syringe or if it's a bottle lube, you can do basically the same thing, and you just want to take it just right. I'll try and get it close to the camera right there, and you see you just squeeze it in this little gap here. Just get a little bit of lube underneath that spring, and that should get rid of any of the spring noise. Then you can just break it in, and that should get rid of a lot of the spring noise. So we'll just repeat that for all sides. And now let's just put all the center caps on and we can get to the next step. Okay, so next what we want to do is we want to take our lube to go on the insides of the pieces. So I recommend using one of these lubes, probably Mystic, one of the Angstrom lubes, or some Weight 5. Silk also works quite well if you have any of that. So for this one, I'm just going to be using some Weight 5 and a little bit of Mystic. So let's crack into it. Okay, so now we have some pieces out. So what we want to do is just put the cube aside for a second, and I will give a demonstration with both Mystic and Weight 5. So what we want to do is just take one edge of the cube and then open up our lubricant and put a little bit inside the piece, just like this. So if you're using Mystic, what you just want to do is just put a little squirt into the track here, then do the same on the other side, and then maybe put a little bit in here, and maybe just a little tiny bit in here. So now what you want to do is you just take the piece and place it back into the cube. So we'll go ahead and do that. So you just pop it into the cube and do a few turns to break it in, and it should work in the loop. Okay, so you can also do the same thing with your Weight 5. So what I'm just going to do is I'll take out a piece, grab my Weight 5, and just do the exact same thing that I did with the Mystic, and spray it, or squirt it, a little bit in there, a little bit in there, and a little bit up here. And there we have it. It should be good. So now what you want to do is just put it back into the cube and just break it in. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is take your accessories box. So in the accessories box there should be a screwdriver and a tensioning tool if your cube has a tension system. So go ahead and grab those out. Okay, so now that you got your tools, what you want to do is you'll want to get your cube and you'll want to tension the cube. So first, you might want to just try and work out if you want the cube to be any tighter or looser. So if you want the cube to be a bit tighter, what you might want to do is you could adjust the screw or you could adjust the elasticity. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this and take off all the center caps and one by one adjust the elasticity. So let's get right into it. So what you want to do is take your little tool and then take your cube, and for my cube you twist it counterclockwise to make and you hear a little click like that. And so what I'd recommend doing is setting it to around 4 clicks to start off with and testing it out and seeing if you want it tighter or looser. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that you've done that, what you should do is you should have a little feel with your cube to see if you would like it to be a bit tighter or looser. So if you think that your cube does not have as good corner cutting, you might want to go back to a setting such as 2 or 3 clicks. But I think my corner cutting is fine and I like the elasticity, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'd like my cube to be just a bit tighter, so we're just going to take our screwdriver and we're going to tighten up each side by about half a turn, just like this. And you just do that for all the sides. Okay, so now my cube is feeling a little bit tighter, but I think I could probably loosen it back just a little bit, so I'll just go ahead and loosen it by a quarter turn. So let's do that. Okay, so now I think I have it set to how I like it. So let's go ahead and pop the center caps back on. Okay, so now that we've got the center caps back on, we can go ahead and add the finishing touches. So what we want to do is take our lighter lube or water-based lube such as Compound 10, D&M 37 or Mystic. I'm going to use a bit of D&M 37 and a bit of Mystic in my cube. But basically what you want to do is just open up your cube just a little bit, take your bottle and put in about 3 to 4 drops if you're only using 1 lube, but since I'm going to be using 2, I'll probably just put in 2 drops of each. So put in 1 drop, 2 drop, and that should be good. Now let's do the D&M. For D&M, since it is a bit lighter, I might use a little bit more and put in 3, so we'll go ahead and do that. 2, 3. And there we go. As you can see, there's a little bit of lube on the outside, but you can always just wipe it off. So I'll go ahead and do that. So now that you've put those lubes in, just break it in, and you should have an amazing feeling 3x3 Speedcube. So let's head to the outro. So that just about wraps up the video. Make sure to break in your cube, do a bunch of solves, and you should have an amazing performing Speedcube. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy cubing.